Now, here's a strange story. Okay, Dr. Disrespect rejects heinous accusations against him and claims that he didn't do anything wrong. Well, what are we talking about here? Okay, well, Dr. Disrespect, one of the most infamous, famous, the most notable game streamers online in totality. A few years back, he was over on Twitch getting huge audiences, and then seemingly out of the blue, he got banned on the platform. And it's like, why would, like, Twitch has been known to do some incredibly stupid decisions. It's just, why would you seemingly get rid of somebody who is driving positive attention to your platform for no reason whatsoever? Like, there were some conversations going on around that time between the Doc and Mixer, when Mixer was still a thing. Imagine this. You have a streaming platform bankrolled by Microsoft, and they couldn't even get it to work. Weird how that happens. But he was in communication with Mixer to go exclusive over there, something, whatever. Just pinning Twitch against Mixer in order to get a more favorable revenue split with Twitch. It's classic negotiation tactics. And then when Mixer goes under, Twitch is the only game left in town, I guess. Doc had signed up to a new lucrative deal over at Twitch before the collapse of Mixer. And because Twitch thought that they, all of a sudden held all the cards, they just got rid of his contract like that. And everybody was taken aback by that, just going, what the hell is going on here? And yeah, since the years have gone by, Doc is a huge streamer over on YouTube now, streaming to 20,000-30,000 people on a daily basis. Is very impressive what he does, and he's apparently very good at it. Outside of maybe seeing a couple of clips, like, I've never stopped to actually watch the guy. I know that he's incredibly charismatic. I know that he's incredibly popular. I've seen some of his takes, never watched any of his clips, like I said, let alone watching a full stream, but I've never heard anything really terrible said about this guy. So to hear these accusations pop up, I don't know, man. Whenever it comes to accusations like this, my standard practice is proof or GTFO. Accusations come a dime a dozen, and normally I'm far more accustomed to hearing some goofy bitch talk about how she retroactively wants to withdraw consent because she didn't secure the big enough bag that she thought that a gash between her legs afforded her. And it's like, yeah, you can normally see that stuff coming from a mile away. And while this isn't the same type of situation, I'm going to go ahead and take that exact same practice over here. Proof or it didn't happen. YouTuber personality Dr. Disrespect, aka Guy Beahm, rejected the heinous accusations leveled against him by a former Twitch employee. Beahm was initially banned by Twitch in June of 2020. Wow, it's actually been that long, huh? With no cause given. He informed PC Gamer about how he found out. The way I discovered it too, I was on a buddy stream and some of the features started turning off when I was just in the chat and everything, and then all of a sudden social media was blowing up. He continued, I got a call from my team. And after one quick email, it was all over. At that particular moment, it was just more kind of shocked, like, what just happened, And my wife and I are just like, well, what's going on? So that's kind of how things kind of went down. And then from there, you're sort of just digesting it. You're still not getting any answers. There's still kind of why I wouldn't have known what to say. We put one tweet, our statement, and it's kind of where things are at, he said. His side of this is he was taken aback by the situation. Twitch would go on and say, yeah, we're no longer doing business with him. Okay, and it's like, more information? Can we talk about that? Or can we talk about this? In August of 2020, Dr. Disrespect addressed the ban, indicating they had no idea why he was banned. A lot of people want to know what happened. I guess what? I want you to look at my F&Is when I say this. We still have no idea. We have no idea. As far as I'm concerned, we don't do anything to warrant a ban, let alone how they went about banning us. No communications before, no reaching out, nothing, boom, done. He would then indicate his lawyers were getting involved. The last thing I'm going to say about it, and I have to be intelligent about all of this because you're talking about a heavy contract, lots of money. There's big money involved, so let the legal professionals do what they do about it, and that's it. Yeah, and that's basically what ended up 500,000 people. Yeah, I remember this being a very huge story at the time, and yeah, he's been, just going about his own business. in the aftermath of this stuff, actually being one of those streamers to get much larger after a platform cancellation instead of just, stay at the same level. He blew the hell up. A year later, Disrespect detailed why he knew, he was banned and that he's suing Twitch. Okay, yeah. And then he started to leave a couple little breadcrumbs. I remember this. Okay, yeah, I don't know exactly why I was... Yeah, I do know why, the reason why I was banned now. I've known for months now the reason why, he added. And I'll just say it right now, champs. The reason... Oh, there's a reason why we're suing the out of them, okay? I don't know how else to put it. The amount of damages, and you just don't know. Yeah, not going any further. Former Twitch CEO, and we arrive today. Former Twitch CEO, employee, Cody Conners, who, according to his LinkedIn, worked for the company between April 2015 and June of 2023 as first an esports development partnership manager and then a strategic partnership account director. Yeah, so this guy was always ball washing somebody far more important than he was. Okay, got it, good. Accused Dr. Disrespect of being banned by Twitch for inappropriate communications with a minor. Interesting. Now, knowing Twitch's user base and, their prominent creators, you would think, if this was the actual case behind Doc getting banned, he wouldn't have gotten banned. He would have gotten a raise. So Conners wrote on Twitter, seemingly out of nowhere, he got banned because he was caught talking to a minor and then exiting Twitch's Whispers product. In the then existing Twitch, Whispers product. I guess that's their DMs that they used to have on the site. Kind of like how YouTube used to have that functionality, but now they just don't. God, it's just these platforms, man, continue to be stupid. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that could read in plain text. Case closed, gang. Conners added, no one made the wrong decision. F him and his boys. Interesting. So why would somebody... Okay, like this would be some high-level shit. And this stuff is still being litigated, by the way. I haven't heard any announcement of a settlement. And like I said, I could be out of the loop. I'm not somebody who watches Doc, but I guess have, a couple of degrees of separation from this stuff because I listen to people who are fans of him and they would have made mention of something on top of this. It's all messy, but long story short, this is still in the courts, as far as I know. But because, and like as, Doc pointed out, there's a lot of money that's in place right here. Okay, it's a very delicate situation. Okay, we'll let the legal professionals deal with this. So why would somebody who ended his tenure at Twitch as a strategic partnerships account director, okay, he's not in charge of all partnerships in general. This isn't anybody of any real significant stature. This is somebody who's, if you're familiar with the YouTube infrastructure, it's more or less just a partner manager, okay, a gopher between YouTube and the creator. That's what this guy was. Why would he have such intricate information like this? It's almost like he's trying to spin something here, okay? Disrespect would initially respond to Conners' accusations that was shared by Jake Lucky. He wrote, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoings was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. Cool. That's a big W. A lot of people seen that. Okay. He issued another statement, writing, listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch. Oh, okay, cool. So I got that wrong. Like I said, I'm out of the loop on this one. But yeah, there's NDAs abound on this one, but that's why we're not getting any further information, because it's done and dusted. Both sides came to an amicable solution and everybody's moving on. Twitch not so well, and Doc, prior to this stuff, exceedingly well. But I just need to say what I can say since this is the effing internet. He then declared, I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled, nothing illegal, no wrongdoing was found, and I was paid. Yeah, that's the most NDA-ass statement that you could possibly say, okay? Like, in regards to my Twitch contract, nothing was illegal, nothing was wrong, everything has been settled, okay, let's just move along. Interestingly, Conners appeared to be attempting to profit off of revealing why Dr. Disrespect was banned throughout much of last year. Oh, we'll get to that in a second, because Grums has everything very, very well laid out here, because it looks like Cody Conners, was trying to get tickets to his favorite band. Wait, what? Okay, like here's the little graphic. okay, posting, stuff that he did about Dr. Disrespect, and then all of a sudden follows that up with, listen, if all 3 days sell out, I'll tell you why he got banned, going back to, lies he was trying to peddle about this time last year. Gamer friends, if you're on the East Coast, you should come to one of these shows. Slashers coming to the New York date, 500-person room, 70% pre-sale, all of that stuff. Yeah, okay. If the show sells out, I'll 100% explain why we banned him during the set. And that's from December. Yeah, that's from December of last year, so about 6 months ago. He keeps on trying to peddle this information for tickets. Tickets to a band. Information that we don't know the validity of. Information that could be just made up crap, which kind of seems to be what this is all hinging on. But it's not like it's being well thought out. It's not like the people who are making the decisions to sever other gigantic contracts with a disrespect aren't going back and vetting. Like, haven't we seen this play out before? Okay, Midnight Society cuts ties with Dr. Disrespect after Twitch ban allegations. Fantastic. Dr. Disrespect's game studio, Midnight Society, has announced that it has terminated its relationship with internet star following recent allegations surrounding his permanent ban from Twitch. On June 21st, 2024, 4 years after his mysterious ban, a former employee, the Amazon-owned platform, shared allegations. He responded to him 3 days later. Game studio Midnight Society shared that they cut ties with Doc in order to maintain our principles and standard as a studio and individual. So your principles involved listening and believing. It's a good thing that that's never backfired on literally everybody who's employed that. On Friday evening, we became aware of an allegation against one of our co-founders, Guy Beahm, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. And in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. Okay, cool. That's very interesting. Okay, we assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved. This Cody guy, what, did you have tickets to Slasher? Is that because it really seems like there's two parties that are going to be involved in this one? A lying fruit that wants to go to a concert, and the only guy who's making you relevant is a game studio. I'm just wondering, okay? And so, yes, in order to maintain our principles and standards, we're just going to listen to a random from Twitter. Good stuff. For these reasons, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beahm immediately. Well, these facts are difficult to hear. Facts? We haven't seen any facts, okay? It's difficult to hear them because they aren't there, okay? Like, I can press my ear to any wall or floor where you're purporting that there is some kind of information, but other than it mechanically being difficult to hear, I don't know what you're alluding to. Okay, and even more difficult to accept. It is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed, along with our community of players. Launched back in December of 2021, Midnight Society consisted of Dr. Disrespect alongside Call of Duty and Halo veterans Robert Bowling and Quinn De La Hoya. Studio announced his first game, Dead Drop, just months later, and have been continuously working on it in the 2 years since. I will be very interesting in the coming days how that game is going to end up getting negatively impacted, because that right there seems like a very dumb decision to make. But hey, what do I know? I'm not a knee-jerk, idiotic game studio, okay? I'm far more level-headed like somebody else who we talked about earlier this year, hell, like a couple of weeks ago. And a year ago as well. Nick Merckx, who Doc came out and supported last year when Nick Merckx had the wild take that, hey, that whole trans agenda, the whole pride movement should probably just leave kids alone. He had that radical statement, while other streamers, other cucked beta simps, we can go ahead and say that about other streamers that were going, oh, I don't know, man, you probably shouldn't be saying stuff like that. It's like, just shut up and stream because I don't want to risk any agreements that I might have that's out there. It's just... gaming, there are certain based creators in the gaming space, but in general, man, gaming, well, boy, it needs more reform than I would say at this point in time. I think Hollywood has a better chance of turning around more before gaming does. That sounds crazy, but the more I talk about this stuff, the more I find out how deeply entrenched these policies and these people are. But anyways, Nick Merckx reveals his take on crazy accusations against Dr. Disrespect. Spoilers, it's actually very reasonable. American YouTuber stated that he was as taken aback as a lot of you guys after hearing the claims made about Dr. Disrespect's ban. However, he went on to warn that the facts remain that these are some crazy accusations. Accusations heavily underlined. Nick Merck said, until we know more, until we know them as fact, until they've been proven with evidence, what are we talking about? What's anybody talking about? As far as the leave little kids alone stuff, this doesn't make it any further from the truth. He continued, the YouTuber concluded his video by warning, leave little children out of your shit. So far, you're right. Wait until more comes out, because so far, I see them as just accusations, but it can either be true or false, but we don't have enough information to go on. One viewer agreed with Nick Merckx. Yeah, I know, exactly. Others were less sympathetic because, well, they probably just have an axe to grind about somebody who's incredibly popular, and is probably an issue that is a very near and dear to their heart, because if anybody's going to be attacking kids, God knows it's probably the trolls that just still lurk on Reddit. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.